Lucy, it's almost like one of the first things I did this morning was order your food. It's one of the first things I did. What's up, everybody? If this is your first time and you're thinking, does he just kind of like pet his cat and rant about the news? Yeah, that's pretty much what happens here. It's pretty much what we do. I'm Ron. This is Lucy. Good to see everybody. What's up, Karen? What's up, Jesus? Good to be back. I had a little bit of a break. I had to go somewhere. I had to leave town for some wedding festivities. We had a wedding shower, and it was a joint wedding shower, which means it involved both guys and gals, which I guess is not really traditional. And all it means, I found out, is that we just had a party. That was all we did. Like we just pretty much had a party. Like that's all that happened. Like we just had a party. That's what, yeah. It was just a party. Like, I don't know. I mean, it was just a party. But like, all right. It was a lot of fun. Lucy, you were missed. You were very missed. Met a lot of, it's a crazy time getting married, because it's like you meet people who are gonna, like, you're joining their family. You know what I mean? Like it's like you're joining another family in addition to your own. And everybody says their family's crazy. Do you ever notice that? Like, everyone always says, like, our family's pretty crazy. My fiance's family, they all said that to me. Like, did she warn you about us? Everybody was like super nice. Everybody was super nice and friendly. I was like, what would the warning have been like? I'm just warning you. They're going to be really nice and make you feel welcome. Some of them are going to give gifts. Can you handle this? Are you ready? I don't know if you are. Our family's kind of crazy. All families are kind of crazy. You know why? Because you know what every family has in common? People. That's what. All families, people. They got that in common. So all families are crazy. Like, I have a crazy aunt. No, you just know your aunt well enough that you know how crazy she is. That's all it is. Yeah, we all have a crazy aunt. You might be a crazy aunt or a crazy uncle or a crazy whatever. I'm a crazy cousin, a crazy brother, a crazy fiance, a crazy future son-in-law, you get the idea. Yeah, we're all crazy. Anyone who's like, oh, my family's real normal, they either A, don't spend much time with their family, or B, they're the really crazy one. They're the one that sets the bar for crazy. And some of the other family members just might not quite meet that. They might not quite meet it. Or that person's not paid enough attention to realize they almost meet my bar, but not quite. My family's, yeah, they're all crazy because they all have people in common. Your family are just the people you know well enough to know how crazy they are. That's the difference. Speaking of crazy, Joe Biden still speaking. Huh? There's a transition. So the Sunrise Movement has shared this. But first I got to share a story. So, like I said, I just got back from Massachusetts, had a lovely time. The weather could not have been nicer. I missed you, though, Lucy. I missed you, and I ordered your food as soon as I got up today. Lucy needs some new food, and I don't leave a message. So my vet, you can leave a message. No, I need to talk to a person, make sure they know exactly what they need. I've been ordering the same food for her for, it's been about 7 or 8 years, but I haven't been with the same vet for that long. That this vet, we've only been together for a couple years. Me and Lucy go way back, further than this vet. But she likes this one, and if she's happy, I'm happy. It's almost embarrassing how much time I spend picking out a vet. Like it's almost like I ask a lot of questions. I'm probably the guy most people roll their eyes at in a vet office. I'm probably that dude. I'm probably the dude that has a lot of questions, very thorough, does a lot of research, and I pick the vet accordingly. I like it if you have a photo of her in her record. I enjoy that. I appreciate it. I like it when you say "Welcome, Lucy," and she has her own sign. I appreciate those things. Not all vets do that. Some do. I really like that. One time I had a vet that went to my house. Really enjoyed that. Loved having a vet that went right to my house. A mobile vet, if you will. I had one of those in Tennessee. She was the greatest. Her mom was her assistant. I forget her name, but she was awesome. But I got a good vet now too. But mobile vets, I don't know if they're available in the Los Angeles area. If they are, they probably cost a lot of money. But anyway, my point is I made sure I saw a person and I ordered her food directly. That was the first thing I did when I got home, Lucy. You were very missed, but Pasta took good care of you. Um, I want to say he brushed you enough. You are shedding a good bit. I'm going to brush you after this. This time of the year, she sheds a lot, though. So I'm sure Pasta did a good brushing job. I'm not questioning his brushing skills. He might be watching this. But Pasta from the Convo Couch took care of Lucy while I was gone. But anyway, so I know. Yeah, I'm talking about you. I just got back from Massachusetts. And I was in the airport yesterday, and I happened to have on, I didn't have it on. It was on everywhere. CNN was on everywhere in the airport. Due to timing, when we had to get the rental car back and so forth, we got to the airport a little early, had a lot of time to kill. CNN was sort of on everywhere. And within 40 seconds, I was yelling, "Who cares?" at the television. If you saw any corporate media yesterday, you know that at least CNN, when I was watching, spent about, I'd say 80 to 90% of their time, at least, talking about the Joe Biden, Trump, Ukraine thing. And the big scandal there is that Donald Trump was talking some smack about Joe Biden and some of his business dealings and some of his son's business dealings in Ukraine. And people were like, wow, isn't Trump a hypocrite? Because look at his son having these business dealings all over the world. And you're saying Joe Biden's son can't have these business dealings? Wow, you're the hypocrite in chief. We should probably impeach you. And they talked about this non-frickin' stop, getting out the violin for Joe Biden. And that passes off as news. What does one corrupt plutocrat say about another corrupt plutocrat? And let's pick the one that we're rooting for. Pick a corrupt plutocrat to root for. So, and the media was very confrontational towards Donald Trump. Folks on CNN were asking him directly, hey, your son has all these business dealings. Why can't Joe Biden's son have all these? Why can't we let corrupt plutocrats' children have corrupt dealings? That's when they hold Trump accountable, by the way, when it comes to defending Joe Biden and some supposed corrupt business dealings his son has. That's when they hold Trump accountable. They don't hold Trump accountable for promising everybody health care and not delivering on it. In fact, he actually did the opposite. The one healthcare plan that he put forward takes healthcare away from millions more people. It's even worse than the Affordable Care Act. They don't hold Trump accountable for saying he was going to end the wars and then not doing it. Not even doing it at all. Not even coming close to it. They don't hold Trump accountable for Flint, Michigan. They don't hold Trump accountable for not even believing, quote unquote, in climate change. And I put belief in quotes because you can't believe or not believe in science. You either acknowledge it or you deny it. He denies it. It's a catastrophic situation. We needed to act yesterday. We have a president who denies it. They don't hold him accountable for that. Why? Because oil and gas funds them. That's why. They don't hold Trump accountable for any of these things, but man, they are gumshoe, hard-hitting journalists when it comes to, are you picking on Joe Biden and his kid? And you, meager pleb, are expected to pick a plutocrat in this scenario. And this passes off as news. This passes off as somehow important to your life. Who cares what Donald Trump is saying about Joe Biden? Who cares what Joe Biden is saying about Donald Trump? And I will tell you this, if Joe Biden is somehow the nominee through superdelegates and cheating, so that's the only way he'd be the nominee, we are going to have the most disgusting election season in my lifetime, even worse than Hillary. And it's just going to be two old racist white men talking about which racist white man has more of a racist past. And while they're smearing each other, that'll be one of the few times that either one of them are actually telling the truth. And it's going to be a race to the bottom. And Donald Trump's going to mop the floor with Joe Biden. And we're going to be stuck with more Trump. And if Biden somehow won, which he isn't, it wouldn't be it'd be horrible too, because Joe Biden would just lose to a stale ham sandwich in 4 years after 4 years of an underwhelming presidency that benefits the corporations and big oil and doesn't do anything for people. But the one other hurdle you're going to have to overcome with a Joe Biden presidency, which will never happen anyway, is that there's going to be portions of the American people who are going to think, gee, I just had 4 more years of progressive policies and my life got even worse. I guess progressive policies are terrible, but you wouldn't have that with Joe Biden. You would have more right-wing policies, but our Overton window is so far to the frickin' right. They talked about that. No, for like 3 hours straight. That's what CNN talks about. Why? Because they want you to pick a winner. They want you to, this is by design. Because it really is, as George Carlin put it, a big club. They're gonna hold Trump accountable when he talks smack on Joe Biden. Why? Because they see Joe Biden at those dinners. They want access to him, and they kind of like all of his gaffes. That helps their ratings. He's Trump-like in that manner. They talked about it nonstop. They had they had panels full of people analyzing this nonsense about, well, Trump said this about Joe Biden's kid in Ukraine, and why can't Joe Biden's kid have corrupt business dealings? Well, Trump's kids have corrupt business dealings. Why can't we just do that? He's being mean to Joe Biden, just like all those other nominees are. They're being mean to poor Joe. They're expecting him to be accountable for what he said 2 frickin' minutes ago. Be nice to Joe. We have to coddle him so he can go on and lose to Trump. And then you get 4 more years of fringe right neo-fascist policies, as opposed to 4 years of fringe right neo-fascist right-wing policies that are talked about nicely, more nicely. They're more nicely talked about. Joe Biden, CNN spent like 3 hours talking about that. Nothing else. They talked about, they're not talking about the fact that your government is actively trying to keep sick people from seeing a doctor. They're actively trying to make education a tool solely reserved for the elite, which, by the way, that is textbook fascism. We're not doing anything about climate change. Working people have been thrown off the boat years ago. Not talking about any of that. Let's talk about what one corrupt plutocrat said about another corrupt plutocrat, and let's stick up for one of their children. It's a scam. That's not news. CNN is news the same way the USA is a democracy. It isn't. All right. And here's something Joe Biden said recently regarding climate change. The Sunrise Movement has been spreading this. It's gone viral already, but we're going to watch. You guys ready for this? This is, I actually haven't watched this full. I was waiting to do it on the stream with you guys. Here we go. Check this out.
I'm part of the Sunrise Movement. We're fighting for a Green New Deal, and that's what we need from a candidate.
Well, you got a better deal from me than anybody.
I was wondering how we can trust you when you've continually broken your pledge not to take fossil fuel money.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. That is not true. That's what he's saying. He's holding her hands creepily. People have already pointed this out. He's holding her hands like a creep, like they're exchanging vows, which that's not what's happening. She's calling him out for his corruption.
That is not true.
Yes, it is true.
I have not.
Yes, you have.
Change advisor, Heather's account. She's actually made $1 million from the fossil fuel industry. We need someone we need a Green New Deal, not more corruption.
At least he let her finish.
Thank you for admiring me so much.
What about your plan doesn't ban fracking?
Please share this video. Please share. They're right. Please share that video. He doesn't even have a clue. He can't answer any. He just goes, oh, that's not true. That's not true. And then he goes, thank you for admiring me so much, which even his sarcasm didn't land that well. I don't know if you noticed that. It wasn't very good sarcasm. He can't answer any of our points. He just lies, says it's not true. And he's like, thanks for admiring me so much. Which, by the way, that's the John McCain school of political acumen, by the way. John McCain really made that popular. Remember in 2008 when everybody was excited about Obama because all those promises he made that he had no intention of keeping? Everyone was stoked for Obama. And McCain just got to the point where he was like, well, I guess I'm just not. Yeah, go. I get it. I get it. He has ideas. He knows how to use a computer. Go ahead. I get. That's what Joe Biden said. I guess you're just not a fan. Thanks for admiring me so much. I get it. I'm just trying to keep the oil companies and Comcast happy. And here you are throwing me through the ringer. I held your hands all creepily, tried to look sincere. Did I mention I held your hands creepily? I don't understand physical boundaries. Maybe that's why he doesn't understand the corruption of money in politics. He doesn't understand physical boundaries, so I guess he doesn't understand economic boundaries either. Joe Biden, I guess, yeah, all right, whatever. Can't even land sarcasm. Why is he running? What is he? Well, we know why he's running. Because he's still got that apple cart of donor money. He started his campaign at a Comcast dinner. This guy, Joe Biden. But if Trump's talking smack, CNN will hold Trump accountable. They will come to the defense of Joe Biden. And that's the resistance, baby. They try to make it out like these plutocrats having a measuring contest is somehow has impact on your life. And I know there's people that probably tweeted like, we're sticking up for Joe Biden and his right to have shady business deals just like Trump does. Resistance. You're not resisting anything. You know what you're resisting? Reality. And the reality is that there's one party, it's the money party, and the corporate media is a part of it, and they don't give a shit about any of us. And the game's rigged. All right. But this is breaking. Joseph, my editor, shares this. Thank you for sharing this, Joseph. Check this out. Tulsi Gabbard has qualified for the fourth debate. All right. So here we go. Representative Tulsi Gabbard, between the 12th Democratic presidential candidate to qualify for the party's October primary debate on Tuesday after a new poll showed her with 2% support in New Hampshire. And here's the good news. It was one of the polls that got the blessing from the DNC overlords. What really happened, here's what they don't want to tell you. So Tulsi was under a bridge somewhere in the lower 48. We don't even know where she was. I will try to get in touch with the campaign, try to find out more. But she found her way under the bridge. She found a DNC troll who was currently tweeting to correct the record. She captured that troll, non-violently, mind you, but her military background did help. Non-violently captured the troll. Troll said, if you solve the riddle, you can participate in the next debate. She solved the riddle, hence Tulsi is in the debate. That is how ridiculous the DNC rules are. And I know a lot of folks are celebrating this, and I get it. Here's my response, though. Not trying to be a Debbie Downer. We shouldn't have to celebrate something like this. There's no reason why somebody with the grassroots support of a Tulsi Gabbard shouldn't be on that stage. There's no reason why the DNC, by the way, these are supposedly public elections that are the intellectual property of a private corporation when debates happen. Public elections that an organization who reports to nobody, who a court of law decided reports to nobody, gets to decide which polls do and don't have their blessing. Public elections. The rule should be if you meet the threshold for donors and you meet the threshold that are set forth by the party, which Tulsi did, then you get to be in that debate. So there's no reason with somebody with the grassroots support of a Tulsi Gabbard shouldn't be in that debate. Same with a Mike Gravel. And hey, even folks I don't agree with as much. Same with Marianne Williamson. Don't agree with her on a lot. I'm definitely more politically aligned with Mike Gravel and Tulsi Gabbard than I am with Marianne Williamson, than I am with Andrew Yang. But they both should be up there. They all should be up there because they have the grassroots support that demands it. And they should be part of the conversation. And they're bringing up things a lot of the other candidates aren't bringing up. So Tulsi did qualify for the fourth debate. But she should have already qualified a long time ago. So, not trying to be a Debbie Downer, just pointing out how ridiculous this whole thing is. Because it is freaking ridiculous. Now, Ken brings this up. So, Ken, thank you for sharing this. Now, we're going to go here. I scanned this briefly. At first, if you're anything like me, your first response is going to be, hell yeah, that's awesome. And then your response is going to be, ooh, no, that's not cool. At first, you're going to be like, that's pretty badass. Then you're going to be like, well, technically, it's still badass, but yeah, they got to take this away. It's not a good thing. All right, here we go. Check this out. Ken shares this. This is from Ozteca. Inmates built computers hidden in the ceiling and connected them to prison network. All right, so right there, that's kind of badass. Here's a picture of it. They were able to just build their own network, basically, and exchange information. They had a network going, connectivity in the prison system. I think it's pretty neat, but it gets less neat. Here we go. Inmates at a medium security Ohio prison secretly assembled 2 functioning computers, hid them in the ceiling, and connected them to the Marion Correctional Institution's network. The hard drives were loaded with pornography. Priorities, folks. They got them. I get that. I cannot judge there. You're in prison. We know which prison is like, situation there. Hard drive full of pornography. I get it. I get that. That's one of the things they're like, yeah, we got to do this. We got to do this. All right. So they got their porn. I get it. So far, it's like, well, this is pretty neat. It gets less neat. All right. Let's continue. All right. So they got their porn. Right now, they're just some tech guys. They're in prison. Some of them might be in prison and unjustly. A lot of prisoners are. Some of them might be low-level drug offenders. Some of them are probably really bad people who did horrible things. That's the world we live in. We can't like cast a broad brushstroke over all prisoners, but we can cast a brushstroke that says our prison system is inherently corrupt. There are tons of unlawful convictions every day. There are tons of people who are in prison who shouldn't be there. And the reason is because we have a for-profit prison industrial complex that creates a demand for prisoners, and it's corrupt beyond comprehension. And then we basically utilize these people for free labor. So it is essentially modern day slavery. But anyway, all right. And it doesn't really rehabilitate people either. Other prison systems, there is a rehabilitation process. People are better contributing members of society when they get out. Our prison system is not set up to do that. Are some people able to rehabilitate themselves despite all that? Yeah, it does happen, and it's awesome when it does. But it's despite our prison system, not because of our prison system. But anyway, all right. So first, these guys got porn. They're doing their thing. But all right, starts to get shady. Here's where it starts to get shady. So right now they got a VPN, they got antivirus software, they got their porn. I get it. Password hacking and email spamming tools. All right. So basically they were using this thing, and then they started doing that. The forensic analysis of the hard drives found that they were loaded with malicious software, and that inmates used the computers to apply for credit cards, research tax refund fraud. Say that 7 times fast. Search inmate records, obtain prison access passes for restricted areas. Additionally, articles about making homemade drugs, plastic explosives, and credit cards were discovered, according to the report. So at first, it's like, hey, man, that's pretty cool. We got some high-tech people there. They made their situation a little bit better in prison. And it's like, they're doing really shady, corrupt things. And, the corruption of the prison industrial complex can't help one to wonder, was that actually on the hard drives or wasn't planted there? We don't know. I have no idea. You're led to believe that, well, I'm sure there were some genuine criminals in there, so they started doing shady stuff, which sucks, which isn't right. Email hacking, credit card theft, all that stuff is, of course, terrible. And due to facial recognition databases, it's easier now. It's easier now because a lot of these databases that, by the way, aren't helping anybody catch the bad guy are really easy to hack and break into. So if you have people building these elaborate networks in prison and they can hack this stuff, that ain't a good thing, obviously. So but that's going on. They build a network in prison. At first you kind of applaud the sort of you kind of root for the underdog. You sort of, and then it's like, hey, if they just build this network and they're just chatting with each other, looking up some porn, hey, I'd say kudos to them. Good for them. I say you let them keep it. That showed a lot of ingenuity on their part. They're not hurting anybody, but unfortunately, allegedly, people were getting hurt because they were doing shady shit with it. So that kind of like, oh, good for, not so much. That's one of those articles from Ars Technica, like, oh, you know what? Never mind. I can't really endorse that. But do we really know the truth? That's like most news articles, really. You see a news article about anything, you're just like, hey, you know what? That's not so great. I don't know. Is that really the truth? All right. So anyway, that happened. Ken, thank you for sharing that. Much appreciated. And folks, real quick, we need to end a little early today because I have the cable company coming over to fix the internet situation here. So that's going to happen, which I'm real excited about. Some of you guys know we've been having glitches on this stream more regularly than we should. Something's going on, and the cable company's coming over. Hopefully, they're going to be able to do something about it. But in the meantime, we have a very atypical song of the day today. This was shared by RF Hartwell on the Reddit subsection, and this is Bernie's campaign song. This is shared on Reddit. This particular one was submitted by Thoughtful. Check this out. So Barack Obama and Bernie Sanders met a while back, and Barack Obama ended up making a campaign song for Bernie Sanders. Or did he? Did he? Spoiler alert, somebody else made this. Barack Obama did not make a campaign song for Bernie Sanders. But check this out. This is the song of the day. This is totally groovy. All right, you guys ready? Here, wait. Let me rewind it here. And then we will... Is the volume up? Yeah, let's play it.
Welcome to the state of Vermont, Barack Obama.
We'll check it. Here it comes.
Bernie, keep on stirring up some trouble.
Sanders. Sanders. Sanders.
Keep on stirring up some trouble. Keep on stirring up some trouble. Bernie, keep on stirring up some trouble.
Right? There it is. I'm into it. What'd you guys think? Lucy was dancing. Lucy, what? Were you feeling that? She's like standing in front of me now. She's like, what was that? Bernie said, Obama. They got to use that. Whoever did that, they got to use that. That was pretty fun. What a soft thing to say about him too. Bernie, keep on stirring up some trouble. That thing that everybody wanted me to do that I didn't do, you keep on doing that. I told people I was going to do it. Didn't really do it. But you do it, Bernie. That should be the campaign slogan. Keep on stirring up some trouble. Although not me, us is pretty good. Not me, I mean, that's pretty, not me, us. That's pretty solid slogan. That's pretty solid. That's almost as good as I'm with her. Or what's Biden? Or Biden 30 330 3330 3030. My time's up. That's Biden's slogan. Meh. That's his other one. And then there's what's Kamala Harris's slogan? I don't even remember what her slogan is. I just know she made it on a 1995 Casio keyboard. And then there's Liz Warren's slogan, let's green the military. All right. So anyway, that's the song of the day. Bernie, keep on stirring up some trouble by Barack Obama. Huh? Remixed via the internet. But Barack Obama, he wrote that noise. Barack Obama writing a Bernie Sanders tune. It happened. All right. So this next article concerns cats. And I saw this. Lucy, articles like this frustrate you, don't they? So CNN actually published this. And, I told you guys my airport story, so we know how ridiculous they are. But check out this headline. All right. Yes, cats really do bond with people, study says, even if they don't always show it. What study did you need to have to reveal that? You know how you could have found that out? You could have asked anybody on the planet who has a cat. Hey, does your cat bond with you? Yeah. Well, what do you call this right now? What do you get? Here, check this out. Look. Hey, you can't hear her purring. But she likes it when I rub under her chin. So you know what she's doing? She's sticking her chin up more because I'm doing it. and she might nuzzle me if I stop doing it. That's a form of bonding between a human and a freaking cat. An amazing cat. She's sitting here. She knows. Well, I mean, obviously, she doesn't know like a show's going on. Or does she? I suppose we'll never know. But she knows that this is a morning thing. And she likes hanging out. And look at what she just did. She didn't want me to stop doing what I was doing. Look at what she just did. She might respond when I stop riding under her chin. And she just did it. CNN, where's my article? This is breaking news, according to CNN. Hey, cat, we've domesticated cats for centuries now because back in the Dark Ages, we knew they kept the rats at bay. It might not have actually been the Dark Ages, but you get the idea. It was a long time ago. Still bonding, me and the cat, still bonding, still happening. She's like, if I sit on your lap, will you rub under my chin more? Lucy, I'm trying to multitask the best I can. Cats really do bond with people. All right. Even if they don't always show it. And this is one of those things. They constantly have these things. Who's smarter, cats or dogs? And all those studies are so dumb. Because all those studies, they're just like, they rely, first of all, what they often do, because a lot of these studies, the media is very anti-cats. The corporate media, they're very anti-cat, pro-dog. I don't understand why they have to create that friction. I love both. I love cats very much. They have a very special place in my heart, but I love dogs too. I have a cat because the amount of traveling I do, it makes a lot more sense to have a cat. I don't have room for a dog right now. And me and Lucy, we've been doing our thing for a long time now. And Lucy's my feline companion. But a lot of these things, they're based on very lazy science. Like they equate obedience with intelligence, which isn't necessarily, those two things aren't necessarily synonymous. They really aren't. I mean, just look at humankind. Some very intelligent people are very good at following orders. Sure. There's a lot of other very intelligent people that aren't good at following orders, that aren't good at being obedient. And in fact, and sometimes people who are good at being obedient end up working for people who aren't. That happens too. So equating intelligence with obedience is kind of it's not relevant. It's just not the case, right? Also, or they say something like, oh, well, dogs have bigger brains. Okay, well, men have bigger brains than women. Does that mean men are smarter than women? They're not. Also, once again, very lazy, inaccurate science in this case. But here's this particular thing, who's revealing something we've known for centuries. Hey, breaking news. We're CNN. Somebody was mean to Joe Biden. We're going to be on it. Oh, and by the way, those creatures you've had as pets for centuries, turns out they bond with you. No kidding. The fact that this was published as a headline is pretty embarrassing. But compared to all the more embarrassing shit CNN does on a daily basis, this is actually nothing. But, you know, as a cat lover, as cats being part of this show, all right, some cats may seem a little more aloof than dogs, but they respond to the people they bonded with in a similar way, according to a new study. Research at Oregon State University that should have received $0 in funding, by the way. I'm all about funding the sciences, obviously, but this is one of the most pointless things I've ever seen. Unless this is something a 7th grader could have done. Hey, it turns out cats and humans bond. All right. The researchers now believe the trait isn't specific to dogs, as now it applies to cats. During human attachment behavior studies, researchers look at how babies respond when they're reunited. All right. When they're reunited, securely bonded babies return. Okay. About 6. Okay. Same test has been simulated with primates as well. After applying it to dogs, babies, and primates. So cats and kittens and dogs and humans, they get more familiar and they feel more at ease when they're reunited with their humans. This is something any cat owner could have told you. Like, any cat owner could have told you this. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess they just interviewed cat owners, which that's fine. Calling this a study seems very generous. How did they conduct, like, how? We've domesticated them for centuries. And again, like the framing, it's just so like, hey, it turns out like people didn't know this. Any cat owner could have told you this. Any one of them. Breaking news, cats respond to affection. Breaking news, people like cats. Some people, we thought everybody just loved dogs, but it turns out there's some freak shows out there, probably the weirdos in their family, who like their feline friends. And I know maybe I'm being a little too hard on this article, but hey, whatever. My point is, you see this anti-cat bias in the media, and this is just another confirmation of it. They have this headline as if it's somehow news to anybody, even people who don't own cats. Like, what do you think people who have cats, they're just like, yeah, but my cat doesn't even acknowledge my existence, but I just like my cat anyway. And I know some cats are friendlier than others. Same with dogs. Some cats or some dogs are friendlier than others. Some dogs take a liking to strangers more than others. Dogs are typically more obedient. Yes, that is true. They latch onto their owner in a way that cats don't. Doesn't mean dogs are smarter. Doesn't mean dogs are better or worse. They're just different. That's why, like, I'm not going to say cats are more intelligent than dogs or vice versa. I write a comic with my cat. My cat's character will tell you cats are smarter than dogs. It's a comic. But really, they're just different. We don't know which one's more intelligent. In articles like this, and I know this article is not saying like cats are smarter or dumber. This article that's saying, oh, it turns out cats have bonds with their humans similar to dogs. Yeah, we know. We know. My cat has her system. Whenever I leave town, whenever I come back, she pouts whenever I'm about to leave, whenever I get back. Sometimes she holds a little bit of a grudge where she's a little standoffish, where she's like, you left, I moved on without you. And then she gets her clingy moment where she's like, just never leave again. Please, please, I'm holding on to your arm. Don't leave again. She's been doing that for over a decade now. Over a decade, that's what she does. But one thing where cats and dogs are different, cats know you're coming back. Dogs don't. Whenever you leave, your dog, and that's part of the reason I don't have a dog, I would stress the dog out too much. Dogs, they think you're never coming back, so they freak out. Cats know you're coming back. Lucy has a thing where she will start looking for me after a little bit. You know, because I leave for short periods of time a lot, because I'll fly out, I'll do a couple tour dates, then I'll come home. So after like day 3 or 4, she starts to go where she thinks I'm going to be, and she'll meow at it. She'll come to this area where my desk, where I do this show, obviously I sit here a lot. She'll come to this area. She'll start meowing at the desk, expecting me to show up there. She'll meow at the bathroom, expecting me to come out of it. She'll meow at the bedroom. My fiance sends me videos of this stuff. That's what she does because she's ready for me to come home. And she wants me to come home. So, CNN, making it seem like it's news, something that cat owners have known for centuries now. Centuries. Appreciate the positive the positive coverage of cats, but you don't need to make it out like it's some breaking thing. It kind of comes off condescending, to tell you the truth. Hey, it turns out cats, people like them. Turns out they care about you. Who knew? A lot of people. A lot of people. All right, Chelsea Seitz, what's up? Morning. Look forward to the show Thursday night. Very happy that Tulsi will be in the next debate. I'm happy she'll be in the debates too, Chelsea Seitz. Thank you very much for the Super Chat contribution. George Allen, Daniel Johnston is great. Thanks for bringing him up the other day. Thank you, George Allen. And if it was your first time getting into Daniel Johnston, I appreciate that very much. I'm glad I was able to turn you on to him. For those of you not familiar, Daniel Johnston, brilliant lo-fi singer-songwriter from the 90s. Well, from the 80s, actually. Yeah, 80s. He started in the 80s. Influenced Nirvana, influenced the Butthole Surfers, collaborated with a lot of folks from the indie alt-rock scene of that time. And he will be missed. I was lucky enough to see him twice. Start out with the track Living Life, Story of an Artist, Walking the Cow. A lot of great stuff. But RP, so this is GDNPB. Thank you for the Super Chat contribution. But RP, I guess that's me, Ron Plagone. The hard drives were checked by a forensic scientist that works for the state. So you have to believe what they say or you're a denier. I don't think we'll ever know. And hey, that's an interesting story. I'm glad Ken shared it. Thank you very much for the Super Chat contribution. Guys, tour dates, I got them. Australia, we're coming. Get your tickets now. Don't wait because they're actually going fast. Melbourne, get your tickets fast. We're running out of them. Get your tickets now. Don't wait. Melbourne, Perth, Sydney, Adelaide. RonPlacone.com for tickets. Grandma and myself are coming. Also, we're going to be doing some dates in Southern California to get ready for a big touring season in 2020. December 13th, we're going to be at the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club in Ventura, California. December 14th, we're going to be at the Sycamore Tavern in the Dojo of Comedy upstairs room. And that's going to be Grandma and myself doing longer sets. Tickets are available now for both those shows, RonPlacone.com. And 2020 dates are available now. Tucson, Arizona, February 8th. Grab them. Let's see. March, Orlando, Florida is available now. March 12th, Orlando, Florida, available now. Tampa and Miami will be available very soon. April, Seattle, April 24th. Portland, April 25th. Tickets are available now. Get them as soon as you can. Portland, we're playing a smaller venue, so we might be adding a second night. If you want to support this show on the sustainability end, and RonPlacone.com for all those tickets. If you want to support this show on the sustainability end, please do consider becoming a patron. For a Give What You Can level, you get an exclusive patrons-only stream once a week where you can submit me ideas, you can submit articles, whatever you want to do, and I respond only to the patrons, and that's for patrons only. That stream is. We do one of those once a week. Also do a bunch of other exclusive content, including my album, stand-up clips not available to the public, dialogues between myself and Lucy, all for a Give What You Can level, patreon.com/RonPlacone, and you help me expand this show. You help me do more streams, have more guests, have more candidates on, have more activists on, do more coverage. You get the idea. Patreon.com/RonPlacone. It is great to be back, you guys. I have missed this very much. I hope you all missed it as well. But it was a cool trip. I had a good time. But it's great to be back. I miss being away. I'm glad to be back. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same channel. You get it, 1 p.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Pacific time. This has been Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. You guys made this show. You send me what you want to talk about, and we talk about it. And in the meantime, you know the drill. I'll see you tomorrow. And in the meantime, Lucy says meow. She's over there on her cat tree. Lucy says meow. I say peace. Peace.